Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is it is a benevolent universe. How do we know it's a benevolent universe? There's so much evidence to the contrary. I mean, terrible things are happening in the world. Animals are dying, people are dying, crazy people are running for office. Volcanoes are happening, tornadoes are killing people, awful things are happening. How can it be a benevolent universe? I certainly didn't grow up believing it was a benevolent universe. I didn't even experience it as a benevolent universe until not too long ago. I grew up in an environment that was harsh and was critical, and danger was around the corner, whether or not it was overtly acknowledged. There was the underlying current that there are bad things happening in the world. My family went to church, but the interpretation was not one of love. I mean, love was mentioned, but it certainly wasn't the feeling of love. It was one of shame. It was one of sin. It was a dark and heavy and forbidding kind of experience. It was, for a child, actually, it was boring. But I didn't get a sense that the universe was on my side, that it was a loving universe, that we would be taken care of, that all would be well. It was the opposite of that. And the funny thing is, from the perspective of consciousness, is this entire world is the opposite of that. Consciousness is the opposite of all those fearful, dark, and scary or crazy things. Consciousness is benevolence. It is this expanse of love. And people who have had genuine spiritual awakenings have reported this experience. I have had several times where I have been enveloped in this amazing experience of love. I mean, one went on for like 9 months, where I still had all the same problems in my life, but there was this sense of that all was very, very well. I was able to come back to center and have this experience of being in love with God, in love with my life, and in love with myself. When you're aligned with yourself as consciousness, it's like having an airplane view of the world, or at least a skybox view of the world. You can see everything that is going on. You can have an affinity for the players on the playing field, and you don't see things as tragedies. You don't see things as disasters. You have this greater experience of how everything is unfolding. As consciousness, you don't die. As consciousness, you exist before you were born, after you die, and you exist now on a multitude of levels. So you are actually connected to all that is, all that ever was. And that's including your loved ones that may have passed. You're connected to them as well. When you don't have a fear of death, not in a crazy, like, I'm going to go jumping off a plane because I don't fear death kind of thing, but more, if you don't have a fear of death, if you have a sense of this, everything unfolding as it is, and everything is very, very well, it is this loving creation of the universe, and actually by myself as consciousness in this universe, creating everything down to the smallest detail. You can love what is in the very moment. You can appreciate what is unfolding. You can watch some crazy storyline going on out there where somebody is rabble-rousing and bringing to the surface They're stirring up all this mud. They're stirring up all this really strong negative emotion. And it is like a big bloated fish stirring up the bottom of the fish tank, and all the bottom dwellers are, swimming around making noises. It is not a representation of the entire fish tank, and it's just a portion of the fish tank. It's a subplot in the storyline. And when you're viewing it as consciousness, you can see the bigger picture. To me, the bigger picture is we are evolving as a collective consciousness. We're all evolving. And as we grow in our awareness, as we increase in embodying our conscious awareness, our conscious knowingness in form, things that are out of alignment are going to feel more stark and actually come to the surface to be released. Those negative energies are in the process of dissipating, and the personalities that are attached to those negative emotions, who feel like their realities are defined by these negative belief systems, will feel threatened, because the things they identify with, their identities, are disintegrating. They'll feel like they're dying, but it's really the things that are out of alignment with the greater good is dying, is having a greater light shone on them. And when you shine a light into the shadows disappear. So the thing is, how do you have that sense of feeling that it is a benevolent universe, that certainty that all is very, very well? You have to turn within. You have to take your focus off of what's going on externally, because really that's the storyline, that's the drama, that is really ultimately the illusion. And when you turn within, be still and know yourself as consciousness, you tap into this vast resource, this reservoir of serenity and calmness. You just know that it is a benevolent universe and that all is well. You may have to let go of those things that you're attached to, and the storyline might be helping you along with that. It may not be that you have to let go of the relationships that you value or the circumstances that you're in. You might simply have to let go of what you think they are in order to have what they really are. You'll have to let go of the illusion of reality in order to have what's truly real. And if you like these videos, you can subscribe to them on YouTube. You can sign up below to get them in your inbox. If you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. I put out a weekly radio show and podcast. I also write a weekly blog and newsletter. I have meetups around the Puget Sound in Seattle, Tacoma, Bellevue, and Olympia. I have monthly webinars, and also I have a program on 12 Weeks to Transformation. It helps you get back in touch with the essence of who you are, what your life purpose is, why you are here, and regain your passion for living life. You learn how to consciously navigate your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll be back in a couple days with another Mystic Minute.